All right, today we're going to pull back the curtain on something that's absolutely vital to our democracy: voting by mail. We are going to follow the complete, secure journey of one single ballot, from the moment it's created all the way to the final count. Let's dive in. So, you fill out your ballot, you seal the envelope, you send it off, and then what? Does it just kind of vanish into thin air? No way. The second it leaves your hands, that ballot enters a super controlled and documented system that's been designed from the ground up to protect your vote. You should honestly think of it like a package with the highest possible security clearance. From your hands to the final tally, your ballot is tracked, it's verified, and it's secured. It is on a documented path the entire time. So let's follow that path, step by step. So, here's the game plan. We're going to walk through 5 main stages. First, how your ballot is even created. Then, how you send it back securely. Next up is the really crucial verification process. Then we'll see how it's prepared for the count. And finally, the moment it's officially tallied. Okay, let's dive into part 1. Your ballot is born. And this might actually surprise you, but the security for your ballot starts way before it ever shows up in your mailbox. It's not just some generic piece of paper. It's created specifically for you. This whole process is super precise. It's all about the data. Election officials use your voter registration info and even geographic mapping data to create the one specific ballot that's right for you. This makes sure you're voting on all the correct local races. Then, a secure file goes to a professional mail vendor who uses automated systems to make sure that exact ballot, and only that one, gets matched to your envelope. All right, that brings us to the next step, Section 2, sending it in securely. You've filled out your ballot, you've signed the envelope, now it's time to send it back. And this is where a really important security idea comes into play. And that big idea is called chain of custody. This is like the bedrock of the whole system. It just means there's a written log, a paper trail for every single time a ballot moves or changes hands. It documents who had it, when they had it, and where it went. Absolutely nothing is left to chance. So you've got a few ways to get your ballot back, and check this out. Every single one of them keeps that chain of custody rock solid. You can mail it back, you can drop it off in person at an elections office, or you can use one of those secure, staffed drop boxes at any early voting site. And just look at this table. It really shows you how seriously they take this stuff. It doesn't matter if ballots come from a drop box or the post office, there's a specific form and a clear protocol for everything. And get this, for early voting sites, it takes 2 staff members to move the ballots. Every single handoff is logged. Okay, so your ballot has made it to the elections office. Now we're at Section 3, the verification process. This is the first big checkpoint, where officials make sure that, yep, it was really you who sent in this ballot. So how does this work? Well, it's a really clear step-by-step process. First, your envelope gets date-stamped to log its arrival. Then, the really crucial part. Your signature on the outside is carefully compared to the one they have on file for you. Once that matches, the system gets updated to show you voted. And finally, your ballot goes into a secure, sealed container to wait for the official count. And this is a genius little detail. The second your ballot gets verified, the voter registration system is updated in real time. This simple electronic check-in is what makes it basically impossible to vote twice. If someone tried to show up and vote in person after their mail ballot was verified, the system would immediately flag it. And it's not just digital security, right? The physical security is a huge deal. Once they're verified, batches of ballots are put into these big, locked metal cages that are sealed with a unique number. Every seal is logged, and the ballots just sit there, totally secure, until it's time to bring them before the official canvassing board. All right, let's move on to Section 4, preparing for tabulation. The ballots have been verified and securely stored, and now it's time to get them prepped for the high-speed counting machines. You know, this is where the transparency part just goes into overdrive. The official procedures say it right there in black and white. The whole thing happens out in the open. The canvassing board brings the ballots out of that secure storage in public view. No secret backrooms here. It's all done right out in the open for anyone to see. So from there, you have these bipartisan teams of people who open up the envelopes. But what happens if a ballot is, ripped? Or maybe a voter circled a name instead of filling in the bubble? Well, those go to the canvassing board for a public review. And if a ballot is too damaged for the scanner, a brand new ballot is filled out with the exact same votes, all while being watched to make sure that person's vote still gets counted. And that leads us right to the grand finale, Section 5, making your vote count. The ballots are all prepped and sorted, and now they are ready to be officially counted. Okay, so the ballots get fed into these high-speed scanners. These machines are built for one thing and one thing only: counting votes accurately. And here is the kicker. The whole system is a closed network. It is never connected to the internet. That's a massive security feature that prevents any kind of outside interference. And that whole transparency thing, it goes all the way to the finish line. The entire counting process happens in a room with big glass windows so the public can watch. As results come in, they're securely sent to the official election website for everyone to see in real time. And believe it or not, we're still not done. After the election, a full post-election audit is done to double-check that the machine count was 100% accurate. So when you put it all together, the data checks, the physical locks, the detailed logs, the public watching, your ballot completes its secure journey. Every single one of those verified ballots makes it into the official public count, period. So that brings me to my final question for you. After seeing all these layers of security and transparency, from the chain of custody forms all the way to the public count and the final audit, what's the one part of this whole process that really stands out to you? The part that makes you say, okay, yeah, I get it now. Thanks for joining me.